Hello and welcome, ladies and gentlemen. This is Bad Fat Panda and Riff going to bring you another replay broadcast here for Basetradetv between two excellent players. Spawning here in the top left corner of the map, playing for Root is the blue Protoss, Caliber.
And down here in the bottom right-hand corner of Akilon Wastes, it is QuanticMaSsan.
Massan's, by the way, he's the one who sent this replay in. He's a really cool dude, and I really encourage you guys to check out his stream. So I'm going to give it a little bump here. You'll see the little information bar down below, but it'll also be in the description of the video. So if you guys want to know a thing or two about Zerg, check this guy out.
Yeah. He's a really solid player. Like, he was in Wings of Liberty too.
As well, guys, you know, you're seeing this brand new UI. We're still ironing out the details. Again, if you have any feedback about it, what you'd like to see changed, or if you're perfectly fine with it, then don't say anything. But if you do have comments, leave them as well in the comment section below. It would be greatly appreciated by us as we're trying to produce the best looking Starcraft we can for you. But man, Panda, ZVP, Akilon Wastes, I'm actually pretty stoked for this. This is one of my more favorite matchups right now in Heart of the Swarm.
It's definitely taken a turn for the better, I think, from Wings of Liberty into Heart of the Swarm, but we're seeing, like, so many mutas, it's rather absurd. Not as many as PvZ, mind you, but it's definitely up there, especially on a map like this. There's a lot of area for you to dart back and forth without taking all too much damage from static defenses and or storms, stuff like that. Archons, whatever the heck.
I was gonna say, Archons are kind of like, oh, you're a Mutalisk Ball? Excellent!
You can literally get enough bases up on this map because it's very difficult for the Protoss to actually take a third, to the point where you can trade Mutalisk cost for cost against Archons as long as you keep their economy in check throughout. So if you're 5 base against like a 3 base Protoss, it doesn't even matter. Oh, is Massan being a boss?
He is. Yeah, he's just going to skip right past the probe. He doesn't even want to deal with that. Now, he did go pull first, so this will give him the capability to get a couple Zerglings out and chase off that probe, but the question will be whether he goes for a quick third or not. Because, of course, Caliber, having gone Gateway first, could start putting on some pressure soon. However, Massan's going to get a little bit closer to the base and get to confirm that, but for the time being, I mean, you're still, it's that, you know, did he Forge Fast Expand? Did he Gate first? Who knows?
Yeah. Overlord should be able to scout that out without too much issue.
Yeah, here comes a couple Zerglings going to try and chase this probe off. Caliber hiding it there for a second, but no, it does get
He actually got vision of his opponent's natural hatchery, and that is really, really good for Caliber. He will save this probe. Shield should regen relatively soon, but scouting that out is key.
First Zealot is on the way. Stalker follow-up to this, and do we have... no, we don't have a Mothership Core out, so it's just going to be a small pokey poke for the time being. With only a couple Zerglings on the field to defend and no real third base up yet, Massan could be in a bit of trouble trying to hold this off.
This is rather interesting. He's actually going for a Mothership Core instead of researching Gateway with the first 100 gas. Obviously, he did invest 50 in that Stalker.
Yeah, skipping the warp tag is a little strange for me, but I guess if he really wants to put on pressure, that Mothership Core,
it's great to be able to... It's kind of like the best of both worlds. I mean, you get a Stalker out to pick off Overlords, you get a Zealot out, and then you get the Mothership Core out. You can put on so much pressure with that you can really expand behind that, and then simply get Warp Gate for defense, because your opponent's growth will be stunted. Like, they cannot overextend themselves when you go for this timing.
Oh, Massan does see the Mothership Core, so he knows what's up.
Yeah. That's a really good scout for him, too, because that confirms a lot. That confirms that, hey, my opponent's probably just throwing down an Nexus down around now, if he even is on 2 base.
Yeah, and unfortunately still slowly. Speed only just now getting started. Not like it's a particularly late speed, but it's going to be very difficult to engage this. Queen is waddling away, going to transfer for what it can, but here come the Zerglings. And this should be okay to deal with the Zealot, but really, these two Stalkers, I don't see how he's going to deal with it with what he has. Another Queen coming from the main. I mean, this is a really nice pull, but is it going to be enough is the big question.
Nice micro there by Massan in the beginning. Alright, the Queen does actually lay a creep tumor down. Creep spread, when you extend yourself this far...
It's so important.
Yeah.
Well, this other Queen looks like it's not going to do so well here. Zerglings even being slowed.
I like that. Unfortunately, the second Queen will fall here, regardless of what
there comes Queen number 3 off of creep again. But now there's Zerglings and speed's over halfway done, so...
Yeah.
Recovery from this should be possible, but the problem is, you know, as a Zerg player at this point, you want to be droning. When we look at the drone count right now, and it's not like terribly low or anything, but it's much lower than I think where he'd want to have it.
Yeah, definitely. Considering the fact that, too, we have Caliber chrono boosting, spending the majority of his chrono boost there on Nexus. He's just now getting a second Chrono Boost down in the Cyber Core, so he's in a very good position right now.
Yeah,
Especially if these Stalkers get up here to block the ramp.
Yeah, I mean, a sentry here as well. There's no way for Massan to really get in here. Speed now kicking in, but just a little too late. He's going to unfortunately try... Oh man, how many times have you seen a Zerg player get stuck in this predicament? Try and break that wall, but... Force Field even to save.
Wow, actually, 3 pylons coming down to try and block that.
I like that decision making. Yeah, I mean, like, the Stalker was kind of a gamble whether he would get in on that side or not, but the pylon was going down very quickly. A really smart choice to start backing that up. And I think the probe's actually trapped in there, sadly. Sentry going to be the tank for the time being, but man, this Mothership Core cannon, well, I call it a cannon, but it's not. It's really weak damage, but still, it's driving the Zerg back.
Yeah. I guess he thought that there was some sort of follow-up to that. I think the big disappointment there for Caliber is that he didn't actually scout the main base at any point in that. When you see speed, you're kind of like, oh, well, is he actually going for a Baneling Bust? Because I'm playing a little bit greedy right now. That's why he didn't cancel the pylons, but that's actually going to hurt him, I think.
Yeah, Roach. We got a Roach Warren on the way, but what's coming out of Caliber is going to be a Stargate, and if he's got so much as a Void Ray on the field, he's going to have a hell of a time trying to get Massan, that is. Going to have a hell of a time trying to deal with anything. Yeah. I mean, Void Rays just shred Roaches. It's ridiculous.
Layer's coming down right now, and keep in mind, too, that he lost 2 queens earlier on, so... I mean, those additional queens that you generally have on a map like this for creep spread, and just for general utility, it seems like a lot of players are really falling victim to Stargate play, so something we're seeing again in this CVP matchup is just getting a couple more queens out to defend against it. But this is a ridiculously scary timing push coming out here for Massan, or for Caliber.
Well, Void Ray coming out first, again, this could be so nice for these future engagements, but these Zerglings are just kind of being sacrificed in the middle of the field.
They got a Sentry with that and 2 Force Fields, and that was a full energy Sentry at that, so that was definitely a very good trade there for Massan.
He's going to have a lot of Roaches pop here in just a second, but, I mean, with the Mothership Core, the option to recall is always there. We could see Caliber just say, alright, you know what, forget this. I'm not losing my army.
Yeah. And this is a very difficult spot we find this Zerg player in, because he now has to defend between his natural ramp and his third. And if you get in there with sentries, man, it's such a good position for Protoss.
Well, it looks like he's actually going to slowly walk away for now. He's got the pylon down, so I mean, it was quite evident that Caliber wanted to do some aggression, but he has been spooked, and rightly so, as there's a lot of Roaches here.
Yeah.
Now coming back at home, looks like he wants to actually just secure his third, maybe, and in doing so would be really nice, because of course Stargate and Robo Facility, this is going to be a really expensive unit composition, just depending on which path he chooses to go.
Yeah. The Hideout set is just about complete though, and we do see double Evo Chamber finishing as well in line with that. I'd love to see a 4th base from Massan after he does realize that his opponent did take that 3rd.
Yeah, now, regardless of like what the composition of Caliber is, I really like that Zergs have started incorporating Vipers into their play. We'll have to see if Massan does it here, but like, I really like, you know, you've got that Roach Hydra Ball that's so susceptible to Colossus, and then you're like, oh, get over here. I'm just gonna eat you like real quick.
Yeah. As long as you can get in range, and Phoenix don't zone you out, it is so good. Oh wow, 2 additional Stargates and a Fleet Beacon coming up.
I'm talking about Colossus here, getting so excited after that Robo Facility, but it's going to be 3 Stargates on the field and a Fleet Beacon. Oh my.
I don't think you're wrong either. We might see Colossi in the near future. He might actually wait until 4 bases to get them up, but...
Yeah, I mean, 3 base with 3 Stargates and Colossus, that's going to be really expensive production.
Yeah.
I mean, gas intense more than anything else, of course.
And this is that backwards mind death play that was. I think I was either casting with you or Doom. It's like you hallucinate Phoenix to go scout, and like you click on Overlords and you attack some Overlords to make sure your opponent realizes that they're not actually real Phoenix. Then you just go multiple Stargates behind it.
Yeah, like real Phoenix is the follow up.
Yeah.
Alright, well, one Void Ray actually going to poke around here at the 3rd, and there's nothing in range yet. Some Hydra's going to start moving in, but I mean, this Void Ray, if paying attention, can just micro back.
Yeah, Caliber should control that. There we go.
And another Void Ray coming through the north part of the map. Caliber's, alright, he's trying to get control of this map back a bit. I mean, he's going to pick off this Overlord or 2. Speed kicking in at just the right time, but not fast enough. Meanwhile, I mean, we look at his production right now. He's got Tempests on the way. He's got air weapons on the way. We don't see Colossus just yet, but I mean, the capability will be there. He's got the Robo Bay up.
Just finished up.
Yeah.
And he's going for shields too. This is now standard. Axelab was just ahead of the game, going for 1-1-1, 2-2-2 pushes back in Wings of Liberty. He knew, man.
It's like listening to the count from Sesame Street. 1,
yeah.
2, Alright, well, we have the Overlord with that nice speed, actually going to scout everything here, including the Chrono Boosted Robo Bay.
That was so key.
Oh, and there come the Vipers as a response. I like this. Regardless of whether it's Tempest, whether it's Carriers, or whether it's a Colossus, that grab, man, whether it's Dota, whether it's League of Legends, whether it's Starcraft, things that can move other things are really good, is what it comes down to.
That's true. Especially when there's absolutely nothing you can do about it. Like, once you've actually connected, you just, like, your heart sinks.
Yeah,
you know you've just lost that unit.
Yeah, and I don't know if anyone watching this has seen it or not, but the Viper can actually die after it's cast the grab, and it will still grab the unit back to it. So, I mean, Massan, this is going to be a really cool fight, I have to say, one way or another. Because, of course, connecting to the Tempest, not the easiest thing in the world to do. There's a lot of Stalkers underneath this. Of course, they have that massive range. They don't do bonus versus Vipers, but, man, with the Void Rays and everything else, he might be able to grab 1 or 2, but I don't think he'll get all of them.
Yeah, and the fact that he's going for Tempest too, like the initial breakpoint for this, he doesn't quite have that critical mass that you need, so the Tempest can feasibly get in here and pull, or the Vipers can get in here and try and pull the Tempest back.
There we go, Mothership Core, Tempest, everything being abducted. Hydra's gonna melt these, and the Vipers just barely escaped, 2 of them alive, but the Roach is continuing to push forward here. Colossus out on the field though, Panda, and this is gonna be huge. Some great force fields coming out of Caliber as he's defending this very nicely.
Yeah, it seems like, I mean, with the Mothership Core down, he does not actually have the cannon at his natural nexus, but with the units he has left, he should be able to hold... Oh no, all the sentries are down. The
sentries are down, but there's a lot of Zealots here to tank that hole, and the Colossus is starting to clean this up. Tempest as well, there's no Hydralisk left here, only Roaches, so they're going to get in, they're going to definitely do some more damage, but, I mean, they can't shoot the Tempest, they're just dead.
And that was actually a really good play by Caliber to focus fire down those Hydralisks there in the beginning of the engagement, because that was what could potentially screw with.
Oh, absolutely! If there was Hydras instead of Roaches left at the end, Stalkers don't stand a chance.
Like, that would have ended it there for Caliber.
Well, I really like this tech transition coming out of Mass, and we've got not only Enduring Locust finishing up, but Swarmhost now on the way to back up these Hydralisks. And while Swarmhosts aren't exactly like GGI win units, they will start chipping away at the ground forces. Now Colossus, of course, as we all know, holding that thought for a moment, as we see another abduct on the Tempest. Some great control out of Mass, and he's just starting to pick away units, but I wonder if he's starting to maybe get a little too ballsy there, throwing away all his Roaches like that.
He does want to sacrifice some supply to transition into the Swarmhosts, but this is a lot of Hydras, and really with the low Colossus count.
Ooh, and with the Vipers all gone now, he can't really engage with this, especially with those Colossus up. But yeah, the Swarmhosts can be really nice. I mean, they're free units, which is the most important thing. You call them ground broodlords, however you want to phrase it. These units are free. Well, Colossus, they'll absolutely annihilate the Locusts. They're going to keep doing damage. These Locusts will get at least a shot off.
Something I would like to see out of Massan is an Overseer. He's getting his 5th base up quite late, which I think definitely could have been just a tad faster, possibly before the Swarmhost transition. He had enough units to be able to be safe against any sort of counterattack that the Protoss would have wanted. Because I mean, ideally, this is not like Wings of Liberty. They want to actually push it max, because they have a ridiculously strong max army against Zerg, especially when you go for this heavy Stargate composition.
Yeah, well, he's starting to get there. 166 out of 198. Looking at the actual resources lost right now, though, definitely heavily in the favor of Caliber, as Massan is quite down. But, I mean, these Swarmhosts, those free units might start bridging the gap. We'll have to see. One thing I want to comment on, I don't know if you remember this from Brood War days, Panda, where you could stack burrowed units.
Yes, I can.
Can you imagine if you could stack Swarmhosts? Like, how absurd would that be?
I think about Storm, and I think about Colossi, and just, like, if you can connect a couple face lasers, like, could you imagine the supply plummet?
There are, and I need to comment on this, 11 freaking Tempests on the field right now.
Yeah.
This is astoundingly going to be, I mean, the range between the Tempest, the extended Thermal Lance, the Colossus, it's not going to be easy to break, but as we see here, the Swarmhosts are producing tons and tons of Locusts.
Here we do finally have a Twilight Council going down for Caliber now. I think this is one of the tech holes in his play. He needs those High Templar out. He's kind of substituting them for Colossi right now, but his ground weapon upgrades are just kind of silly.
I'm not sure if that was intentional or not. I don't know if you caught that, but the AI of the Colossus completely screwing with the Locusts. Yeah, again, I don't know if it's intentional. We see him going on the low ground. hitting the Locust, then moving back up to the
And then
high
moving
ground.
up,
Yeah, so it's really making these, it's limiting the damage of the Locust, but as we see here, it is just a little bit much as he's continuing just to tear away at this. Can he... I mean, the Colossus control is magnificent, but unfortunately the Tempest, only attacking one target at a time, are really not doing too much to add to this. He needs to start getting on these Swarm Hosts.
And here comes the Double Spire. Here comes the Ultralisk Cavern for MaSsan. He hasn't quite saturated the gas at his 5th base yet. He could even take a 6th and a 7th. I mean, there's nothing limiting him at this point. The Protoss is just going to get stronger.
Oh, Caliber almost losing a Colossus. Will it go down? It does! These Locusts, man!
But here come the Void Rays. The Hydras are right on them, though. 2 go down initially.
Third one's so low, 5 health remaining, and these Tempests, again, they want to connect to this so badly, but with no detection around... I mean, we're hearing a lot of scary Protoss fire, but the reality is he's barely holding off free units. MaSsan, as you said, he's got the double spires, so we see tons of tech coming our way. Once Ultralisk get on the field as well, I don't know, Panda. This is not looking too good for Caliber.
I want to see an Overseer up front so bad to snipe that Observer, because it does extend the same. Ah, my God! Extend the siege range of the Tempest by so far.
Well, he already did snipe it off.
But he has another one, I'm pretty sure.
Oh yeah, it's with the
I saw
army
one in
now.
the production tab.
Yeah, there's one with the actual army by the Void Rays. Because I saw him lose one earlier that was hovering above.
Yeah.
But man,
I love him
Locust.
to keep up with that.
I can't believe this is insane. Look at the bank of MaSsan right now. Almost 7k minerals just because this is free units. Now it looks like he is going to go for the push, saying, alright, I've had enough. I can't deal with this anymore. Hydra's getting melted by the couple Colossus, but unfortunately Colossus going down to the Locusts. And with so many Hydras left.
Ground army is non-existent. These Tempests are out in the open.
Yeah, look how fast they're going down.
Hydras. I think he should be able to take this.
Oh, he absolutely is taking this.
Yeah.
GG out of Caliber. I mean, like, that is not a fun situation. How many, before we leave this? 22 Swarm Hosts, Panda.
Yeah. And that's proper use of Swarm Hosts. The siege position on this map is very, very good as long as you can deny your opponent map control. And look at his creep spread.
Oh, it's all over the map. I mean, it's even
if you try and do this without any creep spread, it doesn't work because your support units just don't get there fast enough. You have to be able to deny proxy pylons. You have to be able to have complete and utter map control, and this is just how you do it.
And we have almost, just again, before we leave, almost 10k unspent resources out of MaSsan at the end here. This is the beauty of Swarm Hosts, the elegance, quote unquote, as it were, as he just sends wave after wave of free units. It's absurd. He went from being so far behind in resources lost to so far ahead, almost double by Caliber standards. But that's it, guys. Thanks again for watching the broadcast, and see you next time.